Okay, so we've been using 4 rectangles, 4 trapezoids to approximate the areas, and you can see that that created extra area or not enough area. And so we're going to go ahead and use Excel as a technology resource to get better approximations by using more rectangles or more trapezoids to make the approximation better. Okay, so we use the same curve, same interval, and I'm going to show you how to do some neat things on Excel. Okay, so I'm in Excel, and I'm going to label some columns here so we know what we're doing as we go through the calculations here. So the first one I'm going to label is rectangle number. Okay, and let me come off to the side and say what we're going to do. Okay, let's do a right Riemann sum. Okay, so we're going to use our right endpoints. We're going to use the curve f of x equals 1 over x on the interval x equals 1 to x equals 2. And we're going to use 1,000 rectangles. Okay, so obviously not something we want to do by hand, not something I want to write out, but if I can use technology, I don't feel so bad about it. Okay, so rectangle number, we're going to use 1,000 rectangles, so we'll come back to this in a second. Let's start with x values for my subintervals. Okay, so where am I starting? I'm starting at 1, okay, and we're going to go up to 2 and divide that into 1,000 pieces. So what I like to see is whatever the next x value is going to be to go here, and then the one after that, and the one after that. Okay. Now they increase by 1,000th each time because my interval is 1 unit long and it's 1,000 pieces. But I don't want to have to type that in, so I want to do a fill series, which we've done before. So we go Edit, Fill, Series, in a column. We want the step value to be 1,000th, okay, which I could have done by doing 1 divided by 1,000, or just typing in 0.001, and we want to stop at x equals 2. So Excel should fill that in for me, and it does. Here, I want to enter in the width of each rectangle. So I know already that the width of each rectangle is 0.001, and I want to fill that in to every cell next to these cells, so I can double-click on the little blue square and does it for me. And then I need the height of each rectangle. So how do we get the heights? Well, we want to do the function value at the x values, correct? So in Excel, we need to do equals. Now what is our function? It's 1 over x, right? So I need to do 1 over the x value. So I don't want to type it. I want to type the cell. In this case, I'm going to click on B2. I'm going to hit return or enter, and then I want to fill that down. So it uses relative cell references all the way down to 1,000. And then in the last column here, I want to enter in the area of the rectangle. So how do you get area? Well, it's width times height. So I'm going to say equals the width, so click on cell C2, times the height, click on cell D2, hit enter, and then fill that down. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to add up all the things in this column E. Well, not quite all of them, right? Because I'm doing a right Riemann sum, so I have to be a little bit careful. Okay, when I do a right Riemann sum, I don't use the first endpoint because it's a left endpoint. So I don't use the first one. So my first rectangle would start here, and then this should get filled down to 1,000. So let's double check. Let's do a fill series. Okay, in a column, we want to go up by 1, and we want to stop at 1,000. So if I scroll to the bottom now, everything should be lined up. I should have 1,000 rectangles, 1,000 areas, 1,000 heights, 1,000 widths. I just want to double check that that's true before I go ahead and do a summation. Okay, so everything lined up. That's good, right? We stopped at 2. So what I want to do now is I want to add up everything that's in column E, but I don't want to add up the first one. So let's go ahead and make a little cell over here for area sum. Okay, and now in Excel, there's a sigma symbol up here, which if you click on it, it'll say sum, and it sort of sets it up for you. And it's asking you, okay, what cells do you want to sum up? So I'm going to start in not E2, but in E3, and then I'm going to drag it all the way down to the bottom. If I knew where it stopped, I could type it in, but it's not going to be too long to just do this. If I had to do this again, I probably would remember what cell was at the bottom here. Okay, so I stop there, and then I'm going to hit enter, and here's my area sum. So Excel just added up the area of those 1,000 rectangles really fast, and it's 0.96289. And so that's much more accurate than any of the other approximations we did back in the notebook file, because I've used 1,000 rectangles instead of only 4. So that's really close to the true answer, but it's not exactly there, and we'll learn some methods to get even better as we go.